Welcome to Chapter 2 Club's Smart Woman's Guide to Breakups and Everything After. Today I'm here with licensed marriage and family therapist Jen Loft, and we're going to be talking about validating your kids' emotions. Hey Jen.
Hi Melanie, thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for being here.
This is a really great topic. I see this come up in my practice with teens all the time. Mm-hmm. They express how much they crave this relationship with their parents and this ability to talk things through and just really feel connected to them. And I know that that's what the parents want as well. And yet it's so easy to kind of just keep missing on that and end up with this relationship that instead of feeling really warm and supportive, ends up feeling kind of contentious and disconnected. And I think that the piece about validating your kids' emotions is really kind of like a big, it has the potential to have a lot of impact.
Yeah.
It's also something that we already know how to do. So if we can just tweak our mindset ever so slightly, we can do this with our kids, and it has really a lot of impact.
Okay, let's get started because I need these tips too.
Okay, so let's start with a role play.
Okay.
Okay, so I am going to be your friend.
Okay.
So we're at lunch together, and I come and I sit down, and oh my gosh, Melanie, I am having the worst day. I can't even believe it. Like, honestly, I'm going to quit my job and sell everything. Like, this is too much.
Oh my gosh, Jen, I'm so sorry. It sounds like you've had a really rough week. Tell me about what's going on.
Okay, and we're going to stop right there because that was perfect.
Okay.
So I'm your friend.
Yeah.
And you kind of just echoed back to me that it looks like I had a hard time. And
Yeah.
you validated my feelings, and you didn't try to solve anything. You just kind of went slow, like, hey, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Which is perfect. Okay, so let's do it again, and this time you be my daughter.
Okay.
And I'm going to do, I think, what a lot of us kind of naturally do with our teens.
Okay. Oh my God, Mom, I had the crappiest day. I got an F on my history test, and everybody hates me. I want to quit school.
Oh, sweetie, you're so good at school. Think of all those A's you got. And your friends love you.
No, they don't. Everybody hates me right now. I don't want to go back.
No, I mean, I've seen your Instagram. You have like 2,000 followers. People love you. You're a beautiful girl.
That's not enough. You don't get it.
No, come on. I mean, look at your life here. You have so much. You have so much to offer. This is going to be okay. Want a cookie?
Oh my gosh, no.
And we're laughing because it's kind of funny,
Yeah.
right? And granted, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it is sort of what we do with our kids sometimes.
It is.
It's really easy, and it's not out of any sort of bad place. If you're my daughter and you said all those things, I kind of want to tell you how it's not true, and
Right.
I want to give you a big perspective. You quitting school is kind of my worst nightmare,
Yeah.
so I want to like shut that down.
Right.
And I love you so much that when you're upset, it like kind of makes me a little upset and fearful, and so I'm responding from that place.
Yeah.
But how did it feel for you if you were my daughter?
It felt like you weren't on my side and you didn't understand. And so I kind of felt like I was getting further apart from you instead of closer.
Yeah, and isn't that interesting? Because
Yeah.
all I actually, as your mom, really want is more information about how I can help you.
Right.
The way I'm going about it is just like a little bit too direct.
Right. Like you're trying to solve the problem.
Yeah. I'm disagreeing with you, and I'm trying to solve it a little bit too quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
So the point is we know how to validate
Yeah.
people's emotions. And because we do it with our friends very naturally all
Right.
the time. And sometimes we do it with our teens as well, but it's easy to get caught in that trap of not doing it.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit easier to do it with a teen who's feeling like a little sad or a little upset.
Mm-hmm.
I find that it's even a little bit harder if they're angry.
Okay.
So can we role play that one
Sure.
real quick?
So I'll be an angry teen?
Please.
Okay. Mom, I can't stand you. You're a big bitch. Slam the door on you.
Okay, that's perfect. That's brilliant. Because that's real, right?
Yeah.
We get that. And now as a parent, that kind of like rings all these little parenting bells for me, right?
Right.
Like you just called me a name, you were disrespectful, you slammed a door, you rolled your eyes. Like I, as a parent, am going to want to say, young lady, don't use that tone of voice
Right.
with me. And if you keep slamming those doors, I'm taking them off the hinges.
Yeah.
Right? And that's those are statements that are uttered across the country.
Right.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to bite on any of those
Okay.
for our interaction. So you did all that, and instead I'm ignoring it. And I'm going to say, oh my gosh, honey, it looks like you really had a rough day. What's going on? You look really upset.
Yeah. I did. I failed my history test and my shoe got caught in the door on the way out.
Oh my gosh. That's awful. I hate it. You had a wardrobe malfunction.
Yeah.
So Molly, you were easy on this.
Yeah.
In that you kind of went right and let me help you, right?
Yeah.
Or at least shared more.
Right.
And sometimes teens will do that, right? They're kind of just looking for that invitation.
Yeah.
But if I had said the piece about don't roll your eyes and call me names,
Yeah.
would we have ever gotten
Oh,
any more?
no. I would have been
No.
even more pissed off.
Yeah. Yeah. You probably would have felt really very much like you just don't understand.
Right.
And,
So it's trying to basically empathize with the teen and just getting down to their level and just really
right.
trying to look at it from their point of view and validate those feelings that they have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, yeah, my goal would be really understanding and relationship.
Yeah.
And now that doesn't mean that I can't circle back around maybe tomorrow or something and say, hey, darling, yesterday when you came home, I know you had a really rough day and you were upset, but the way that you spoke to me was kind of tough.
Yeah.
So we can circle back around and
Right.
talk about those issues. And if you're not upset and I'm not upset, we might actually be able to have a productive conversation around that. But in that moment, if I lead with that instead of relationship and understanding, then we kind of are going to lose both.
Yeah. Because everyone's emotions are really heightened and
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're too focused on, kind of being in our own really defended sort of fight or fight place in our brain.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk about one other topic,
Please.
or example, I guess, that one of our viewers had talked about, and that was her teenage daughter preferring to go to the dad's house over hers, and how can she deal with that?
Yes. Okay. And I hear this one all the time, that it comes up. And I think it's a really hard one, especially if you're the parent who the teen is expressing that they want to spend less time or that they don't want to stay at your house.
Yeah,
So even just recognizing that that is going to be hard for you to hear and respond to in like a caring way, because it really is. It's probably triggering a lot of like rejection or
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
even like I can imagine that if I was the parent whose teen expressed that to me, I would want to say like, what about everything I've done with you? Like, don't you
Exactly.
care about me? Like,
right.
like what are you talking about? And maybe even making me feel like I wanted to like force you to come to my house or something like that.
Yeah,
Which is going to be tough and
Right.
isn't really going to facilitate that understanding. So if I can have some awareness that this is going to be hard for me, and maybe even acknowledge that and say
Yeah.
like, wow, this is really hard for me to hear, but I can imagine that this situation is really tough for you.
yeah.
And that going back and forth maybe is hard. Can you tell me like what's going on for you? Help me
Right.
understand.
Yeah, I guess I can see, the mom would want to, is dealing with her own, stresses, anxieties about the kids being back and forth and not really realizing, what it's like for them too. And just kind of, again, looking at it from their perspective and
Right.
trying to understand and help
Right.
find what makes it better. So.
Absolutely, and kind of get that information.
Yeah.
Because again, we can't get that information if our kids don't feel like they can give it to us.
Right. Yeah, I could see myself totally taking that personally if
Oh yeah, that would be
It's bad,
incredibly
yeah.
hard to not take personally.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Val, these are tough topics, and emotions run high with teens. So I really appreciate you giving us some pointers and tips to help
Oh, my
work through
pleasure.
these problems. So
Absolutely.
thank you so much, everyone,
Thank
and we'll
you.
see you next time.